Welcome to Rider Out with Nick the Harley Guy. We got ourselves a 23 Harley-Davidson Softail Street Bob. We're gonna go over this thing, kind of dig into it a little bit, hopefully answer some questions you guys have, so let's get to it. So like I just said, 23 Harley-Davidson Softail Street Bob. This is in the red line red color this year, obviously with black trim. Now, your Softail frame, guys, okay, is going to be your new mounted style Softail. Compared to the prior years, you're gonna have the dual shocks underneath the bottom of the frame. These newer bikes are gonna have a mono shock right underneath the seat. So let's take that off and I'll show you. Very easy.
A few moments later.
With it being the 114, the S version, it'll have a 2-up option, as you can see right here. But pull that off. You're going to have a mono shock right here, okay? Right here, you have a fan wrench. You can adjust however tight, however loose you want the suspension to ride. When I tell you that these things ride way better than the old Softails, I own an older Softail and I've owned multiple of them. This thing's gonna ride completely different and way, way better for you. Now, I always tell people, you know, the Softails, this is a great bike for a starter bike. Now, people are like, oh, it's a lot of weight and it's real fast. And honestly, it depends how much you twist this throttle. You control how fast this bike goes. As long as you control throttle response and things like that, you're gonna be all right. It will have a 114 Milwaukee 8 engine on it, okay? Milwaukee 8, what that stands for, okay? There's 4 valves and 2 plugs per cylinder. 4 valves, that's 8, Milwaukee 8. Now, this is gonna be an internally balanced engine. It's gonna be a lot smoother. We're looking about 70-75% less vibration than twin cams those prior years. Get down the road and not have to worry about this thing shaking you to. Now, as you can see here, it's gonna have mid controls. So, more of an upright seating position. So instead of having your feet stretched out like you would with forward controls, having the mids give you that little bit more upright feel, a little bit more of a aggressive style riding.
Yeah. One
thing that a lot of people complained about prior years was the spoked laced wheels. They came out with the mag wheel, less maintenance, and it does look better. It will come factory with a single disc Brembo brake up front here. This is pre-owned, so it does have a little bit of extra stuff on there. They do have this quarter fan. This is quick detach, so you can pop it on and off if you didn't want to have it on, but yeah, blocks a little bit of that wind, a little bit of those bugs. Full LED headlight on this thing, and it's going to be 2-up like I said a little bit ago. So you have your passenger pillion, you can pop it on and off. Hop on the top here. Very simple on your controls. On your left-hand side here, make sure I got my camera focused the right way, you do have full cruise control. Now, I believe someone added this. From factory, you don't see a lot of them with the cruise control option, but this one does have it. You got your horns, trip button, which is gonna circle through here. You got your highs and lows, and then you have your automatic turn-off turn signals. Down here in your dash is a full digital readout. So, let's hit the switch. You got a full readout here. It's gonna show you your fuel for your tank. You got your speedo here. And then up here, if you hit your trip button, you can sort through a few different other screens for mileage and things like that. You got your indicators here, turn signal indicator. It's gonna light up for you. And then on your right-hand side, you got your main power switch, kill switch, push the start button. You got your hazards and your left turn signal. Very simple, very, very easy bike to ride. Now, something else I wanna show you guys. People don't realize this. 2018 and newer Softails, besides the Softail standard, you're gonna have a port plug here. So you got a USB here. You can actually plug in cell phone, whatever you need to do that you need to charge to get down the road. Let's hop on this thing. Let's ride it up back to the front of the dealership. And then we'll kind of get into a little bit more of the specifications of, you know, weight and stuff like that. Balance point on these bikes are awesome. So when I say balance point, that's what I mean is balance, okay? It's not a lot of top weight on this thing. It's very low center of gravity with that weight. Let's pull this thing up here and put her back in the hole. Now, I get a lot of people asking me, you know, what is the seat height? I'm a shorter person, this, that, and this. Now, this bike seat head is going to be 25.8 inches. Length is going to be 91.3 inches long. So not a very big bike. But at the same time, you got plenty of ground clearance. You got almost 5 inches of ground clearance. So you can throw this thing around and be a little bit more comfortable. The fuel tank, 3.5 gallon tank. So it's not a very small tank. It's not a huge tank. It's one of those, you're not stopping at every gas station like you would be if you're on a Sportster. And with the bike in running order, I'm talking full fluids, everything like that, you're at 655. That's not that heavy, especially for how this bike is balanced. It's gonna be a lot more comfortable for you for those longer rides. I'm about the day and age we live in right now. Fuel mileage. Obviously you want something you can get down the road on and save some gas. Now it's all gonna depend how much you twist that throttle, obviously, but fuel economy on this bike with this engine, the 114, you're getting about 47 miles per gallon, which is gonna be estimated off city and highway riding. So, great bike to save fuel on. Don't have to, you know, fill your truck up twice a week and spend $8,000 like I do. Ugh. Now, for my performance guys, I like to throw bikes around and throw them on the ground and scrape knees and stuff like that. Lane angle on this bike's gonna be 28.5 inches, okay? So you can throw this thing over. Pegs, they did raise them a little bit, so you get a little bit more ground clearance to be able to throw this thing around a little bit more comfortably. With this engine, 114 Milwaukee 8, you're looking about 119 foot-pounds of torque. There is plenty of power here. 114 specifically, if you're on higher end gear, out on the highway, 80 mile an hour, you're not gonna have to drop a gear around a semi and get you out of a sticky spot. This engine's gonna have plenty of juice to get you where you need to go. And yes, it's gonna have a 6-speed transmission, okay? No more 5 speeds, 6-speed. So if you're kind of comparing, if you wanna go to a Sportster or something like that, or do a Softail, that's one of the big key points to think about. Get onto a bike that you're not gonna grow out of, that you're not gonna wish you didn't have 5 months from then. Get on a bike that's gonna fit the needs you got. Ooh, brum, 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 brum. It's a nice bike. That's gonna wrap it up for today, guys. I appreciate you coming out and hanging out. If you have any questions about this Softail, any other bike, go ahead, comment below, hit that subscribe button, and of course, share the video.